This is the story of an Australian Ford Fox Body Mustang, a car that never actually existed because the Fox Body was never sold in Australia. And outside of a mid-1980s stint in the Australian Touring Car Championship in the hands of Dick Johnson, it's a vehicle that's rarely seen down under. Aussie Mustang enthusiasts prefer to import and restore more classic examples from the 1960s and early 70s over the Fox Body. However, the Fox Body's lightweight and tunable chassis has made it a bit of a drag racing hero in its home nation, the US of A. And the body shape has aged quite gracefully, which has ignited some interest over our side of the pond. One thing that has not stood the test of time, however, is the outdated and frankly underwhelming powertrain. So it's no wonder that in America these machines are a favourite platform for all kinds of engine swaps, from Godzillas, LSs and even 4G63s. But what happens when we get hold of one down under?
He ran a 921 at, I think it was 146 mile an hour. And we should now be able to, we're going to try for an 8 and see what happens.
Before Jason even started on his Fox Body build, there are a few criteria that had to be met. First off, it had to stand out from your average Fox Body build. And secondly, it had to survive the grueling conditions of the drag and drive events that Jason was planning to enter. With these goals in mind, Jason could think of no better engine for his Fox Body than the mighty Ford Barra Turbo.
Oh, Ford Barra Turbo, no shit.
So we thought, well, hey, the Barra's cool, Mustangs are becoming cool, the ugly duckling of the Ford range. So we thought, well, hey, why don't we put the two and two together? So we decided to make a Barra into Mustang conversion kit that we could then transpose and sell into America, which should be a great product for us to sell, a great product for, or a great platform for the Australian Barra engine to get them over into America and show them how 6 cylinders really make power. It was literally a bone stock car that your grandma would drive. It's a 4-cylinder, automatic, gutless. We threw it on the dyno just after we picked it up and it made 40 horsepower or something. Pretty embarrassing. But otherwise it was a dead stock, super clean, really, really nice, perfect starting point. I think it had done like 14,000 miles or something. It had done bugger all work, so everything was absolute mint on it. The body was good, underneath was good, interior was really good. It was just a really good car to start off with.
Now, it's one thing to have a car that looks great standing still, but Jason's Mustang can throw down when it matters. He managed a 9.45 quarter at the car's debut at Street Machine's Drag Challenge weekend. But that didn't come easy.
So the first drag challenge we did with this one was supposed to be the week-long event, but that got cancelled again through COVID and weather and all that sort of stuff. So it transposed to a few months later where we did the drag challenge weekend. So it was a 3-day event and it was really the first time I'd driven the car. First time I'd driven on the road, first time I'd driven at a racetrack with it. So everything was all sort of new and dusty for me. Trop with the Barra haul was supposed to be my road travelling partner in that car. Unfortunately, he came down with COVID the day that I was driving over to Heathcote for the starter drag challenge. So Trop had all of my tools, all of the spares, everything for this car, which made things very difficult. So all I had was a rattle gun to change the wheels and a couple of jerry cans. Now, we ended up running a 945 with the car at, I think it was 142, 143 mile an hour over that weekend, which was my first 9-second pass for the car. And the car did not miss a beat. We put fuel in it, we drove it, kicked the tyres every morning and did it again. So it was the best start to a drag challenge. We then had drag challenge week coming up, so the full drag challenge event. And literally 2 weeks out from the event, I broke a hand, I broke my thumb, and I couldn't drive. So I had to pull out myself, but I didn't want the car to not be there. So I enlisted the help of Adam from MPW again, and it was his job to pilot the car for the week with me as passenger. Not that I was capable of a lot other than holding a camera and telling people what to do, which was still fun. So yeah, at Drag Challenge, unfortunately, Adam did beat my PB. He ran a 921 at, I think it was 146 mile an hour. It would have gone faster, however, we'd maxed the turbo. We kept putting more boost in the car kept going backwards, so he ended up taking out and playing with timing and stuff, and the car went faster again. So we came third overall, which was a great turnout in the end, or a great thing for us. And yeah, look, the car just again performed faultlessly. We did nothing other than check oils and levels and kick the tyres again. It was great.
Running consistent low 9-second passes is a lot to ask from a car. However, there's a lot less going on inside this engine than you might imagine. Aside from the standard housekeeping you'd find on any performance Barra, the internals of this engine remain mostly factory. A stock bottom end with some bolt-ons sees the car produce in excess of 700 horsepower at 21 pounds of boost. The brain of the car is a Haltech Elite 2500 run through an off-the-shelf Haltech Barra terminated engine harness. A flex fuel sensor allows Jason to get the best of both worlds at drag and drive events, running ethanol for his high power passes and then standard pump fuel for the long road trips between tracks. Along with an IC7 and some supporting sensors, this makes for a reasonably simple and reliable electronics setup.
Oil pump, timing chain, a good head gasket, head studs, valve springs. That's it, other than the bolt-ons obviously. Other than that, it's a stock motor. So stock bottom end, we haven't done bearings, we haven't done rings, nothing. It's as it was. We just took the sump off, made sure it was all pretty, cleaned the sump, put it back on and assembled the motor and shoved it in the car. So it is a stock engine other than the necessary bolt-ons to make it last as long as we can. When I bought the car, it was come from Warrnambool down in Victoria. So I drove from Adelaide over there to collect it, then up to Adam at MPW, and literally we unloaded it, threw it on the dyno just to get an initial power figure. From there it was loaded back on the trailer and brought back home. We then literally proceeded to pull out all of the original driveline and started mocking up the Barra engine and gearbox into it. And literally just had to sort of make something fit, get pinion angles, see what modifications we had to do to get everything in and make it easy so anybody could buy our conversion kit, drop the engine in, and the starting point was done, which was really good. And it wasn't difficult. It still took, quite a few weeks to get it sorted, but once it was done, it was super easy after that. And then from there, it was only really supposed to be a quick and easy job, but it took, 2.5 years to actually finish the car. COVID was partial the reason for that, but a lot of it was backwards and forwarding, changing our mind, up-speccing stuff. Do we stop here? No, let's go that little bit more. And that's sort of where Haltech came on board and helped us out with, a heap of their product to make our life easier and the car better for any future upgrades that we do.
There's so much that goes into any build, and the reward for building a one-of-a-kind car that's reliable enough to take you thousands of kilometres around the country, but also throw you into the back of your seat with low 9-second passes, that's what it's really all about.
The car is stellar. It really is. Admittedly, it's a bit like a light switch. You can put it along, cruise it, and it's just sensational, but you go a little bit too far and you know all about it, quick smart. On the open road, like so for Drag Challenge, for example, on pump 98, we're getting 10.2, 10.3 litres to the 100 out of a car that produces 700 horsepower and runs currently a low 9-second pass. That's pretty cool. So, we're doing 450, 500 k's to a tank of 98, and it's just super easy. But again, that's the technology and the tunability of the Haltech system.